Hello everyone. So I completed properly Economic Survey Volume 1. Now I am coming up with a series of Volume 2. Volume 2 Chapter 1. So the Volume 1 mainly talks about the future predictions. How the economy is going to be. What are the steps needed to be taken by the government so that we can rebound our economy. The information with respect to the reboosting of the economy is there in volume 1, and in volume 2 is about facts. What happened in Indian economy, what happened in India economically from 2020 and 2021, and what are the steps taken by the respective governments, what is the state of report. These all things are present in the volume 2. So I want to explain you in this particular volume 2 about the facts, about the information, how the economy was being performed, how the economy has been performed in this particular fiscal year of 2020 and 2021. So first unit talks about the state of the economy 2020 and 2021, a macro view, overall view, a macro view. But one thing you will wonder and I will wonder, there is nothing to discuss in 2020 irrespective of, or there is nothing to discuss, there is only one particular topic which is been in limelight or which is the issue is COVID-19. Last year at this time we were been bothered. March 15th is the time when the lockdown was being imposed in some of the states. A sudden stop down, a sudden breakdown of the economy. So there are various reasons for its poor performance. There are various reasons for its poor performance. Why? Because it is the COVID-19. It was the issue. So in this particular time, I want to remember in the famous book in Tamil which is called as Thirukural. Doing the right things at the right time is the rope which binds the wealth, making it boundless. Yes. Doing the right things at the right time will make us to build up our wealth. So we had a COVID-19 which unavoidable. Why? Because it's a natural disaster. It is a biological disaster which is unavoidable. It is we cannot stop it except by immunization program, except by any necessary measures. But before that, we have to accept it. Yes, there is a disaster in the world. It's not the disaster of the India, it is a global disaster. And in Thirukural they told that we need to take the decision, right things at the right time. The year 2020 was predominated by the COVID-19 pandemic. Yes, nothing to discuss more. COVID-19. So how we came out of this COVID-19? Economically. Posing the most formidable economic challenge to India and to the world since the global financial crisis. After the global financial crisis which impacted the globe in 2008, this is another big pandemic. Another big economical pandemic which affected the world economy in general as well as India also in particular. So policymakers faced a dilemma of lives versus livelihood. So the policymakers, the respective governments were been struggling whether I have to work for the lives or whether I have to work for the livelihood. Means whether I have to save the lives or whether I have to create the livelihoods. So there was a paradox. More than the livelihood, the lives are important. अगर वो जिंदा हो तो हम कुछ कर पाएंगे, బతుకుంటే కదా మనం ఏదైనా చేసేది. So there is a movement for saving the lives. So livelihood was being deviated and the focus was on saving the lives. So that is what called as lives versus livelihood. Flattening the disease curve would invariably entail steepening of the recession curve. So first I have to flatten the Indian economy. The Indian government should flatten the curve of increase of the coronavirus patients. Around the globe, the governments and central banks deployed a range of policy tools such as lowering key policy rates, quantitative easing, loan guarantees and physical stimulus. So the government started pumping the amount into the market. Quantitative easing, policy rates were being reduced so that the people will take the loans. Moratorium was being issued, no need to pay the loans, EMIs for some point of time. Why? Because it is the question of the lives, not the livelihoods. It is the responsibility of the government to save the lives. India recognized the disruptive impact of the pandemic and charted its own unique path amidst different decimal projections, given its huge population, high population density and an overburdened health infrastructure. So huge population, high population we have, and we have overburdened health infrastructure. India's policy human response focused on saving human lives, recognized that the short-term pain of an initial stringent lockdown would lead to long-term gains both in the lives saved and in the pace of economic recovery. So only solution is we have to first protect the lives. If the lives are protected, there is a need for human response focus. If we focus on the lives, obviously these people will again help us to boost the economy. So the focus was being driven towards the protecting of the lives from COVID-19 pandemic. Measures resorted by India to overcome economic contraction. So what happened? The economy was been coming down. Why? Because the government is focusing on the lives. The steps taken by the government was being mainly focused on health wise, but not economical wise. But economy is coming down, so I need to do something. The government need to do something. So some measures were being taken, minimizing the losses. Yes, losses are inevitable. We cannot stop the losses. Why? Because the people are dying. So that losses should be minimum. The losses should be minimum. Mitigation effort should be there. Yes, losses we cannot stop. So the losses should be minimum. Mitigation efforts were being started by the economy. The policy response was driven by the findings from both epidemiological and economic research. The policy focused on minimizing losses in a worst case scenario. So the losses is inevitable, but the losses should be minimal. Saving lives. India's policy human response focused on saving human lives. Minimizing supply side disruptions. The sleeve of reforms was implemented to ensure that the supply side disruptions are minimized in the medium to long run. Means supply side like vegetables, basic necessities, essential commodities. There should not be any gap in the supply. If there is a gap in the supply, the inflation will be skyrocket. So in order to stop it, we need to control this supply side, minimizing the supply side distortions. In this way, the government had been took various steps. Response of the government. Government launched the emergency credit line guarantee scheme to provide much needed relief to the stressed sector, mainly MSME. Micro, small and medium enterprises were being affected like never before. So the government took some steps like emergency credit line guarantee. Yes, the government will be giving you more loans. Please revamp your business sector. A favorable monetary policy ensured abundant liquidity and immediate relief to debtors via temporary moratorium while unclogging monetary policy transmission. So quantitative easing has been happening. By the monetary policy, the money was being pumped into the market so that the money will be in circulation by following the Keynesian economic policy. Lockdown resulted in 23.9% contraction in GDP in quarter 1, means from April to June. The recovery has been V-shaped, but slowly, totally economy fallen down. Again we had a recovery. This is a very good sign. A V recovery. The economy is fallen down. Again we had a recovery. And as seen in the 7.5% decline in Q2 and the recovery across all key economic indicators. So first quarter it was 23.9% and the second quarter it has been 7.5% decline. So it's a good sign that we started recovered and we came out of this. Yes. A sharp rise in commercial paper issuances, easing yields, credit growth to MSME sector. Yes. Pandemic spread. India imposed a stringent nationwide lockdown during the initial phase of the pandemic in April, March. Today, 15th March, the lockdown started, followed by gradual unlocking and phasing out of the containment measures. India crossed its peak in mid-September. New cases have moved down in January 2021. India's share in new cases load globally has drastically come down from 31% in September to 4% in December when compared to the global load. That was a very good sign. We are very lucky. We blessed by the God Almighty so that the cases came down. But today also the Maharashtra, the Pune is suffering. So let it. There also the cases should come down. India rapidly ramped up its capacity to rapidly scale up tests. So India started developing the tests in this particular time period, and now we are happy that vaccination has been come up. The Covaxin and the Covishield. The India's vaccine is called as Covaxin, and the US and the foreign vaccine is called as Covishield. Policy dilemmas underlying COVID-19. Given the fast spread of pandemic, the immediate public health priority was flattening of the epidemiological curve to mitigate the impact of the spread. So there is a first foremost the target was flattening of the curves. There should not be any increase or decrease in cases. So there is a need for flattening of the curves. There should be decrease in cases. COVID-19 therefore led the world to be predicament of saving lives or livelihood as the steps taken to flatten the infection curve steepened the macroeconomic recession curve. So we were being bothered about the lives, and the government gave least second importance to the livelihood, so the economy fallen into the recession curve. But no bother, we were being successful in protecting our people, our population. That was a good sign. But however, there were demand side and supply side shocks, twin economic shocks. Demand side, increased uncertainty, lower confidence, loss of income, weaker growth prospects, fear of contagion, curtailment of sending options due to closure of all contact sentiment activities, the triggering of precautionary savings, risk aversion among businesses resulted fall in consumption and investment, leading to the first order demand shock. So demand side, people demand reduced, confidence came down, loss of income, weaker growth prospects, nothing is happening. Shock. Demand, for the growth of the economy there is a need for demand. I should go and buy in the market. No, if I go and buy in the market, then the people will be selling to me, so there will be circulation of money and slowly the economy will come up. There is no demand only in the people. Why? Because people were been having no confidence, increased uncertainty. So I might get affected by the COVID-19. I have to keep my money aside for the treatment. Why? Because health is the highest priority for any individual. So demand side shock. Parallelly, supply side shock also. The supply chain disruption caused by the closure of economic activity and restricted movement of labor lead to first order supply shocks. Supply is also not there, labor is not working, the enterprises are not working, the goods are not producing, the service sector is not active. So there is demand side shock, supply side shock, which is called as twin economic shock. Twin economic shock. The month of April 2020 became the month of, the month of April 2020 became the month of global lockdown. Across the world there was the lockdown. The worst month in the decade was April 2020. With the world economic activity coming to a standstill, leading to a steep fall in output during second quarter of 2020. Global output is expected to witness the sharpest contraction in century, contracting in the range of 3.5 to 4.3% in 2020 as per the estimates provided by IMF and the World Bank. The pandemic induced border closures and supply disruptions interrupted the international provisions of goods and services. So total economy was been closed down. Global trade is projected to contract by 9.2% in 2020. Contract means reduce. Comparable to the decline during the 2009 global, but affecting a markedly larger share of economies. Yes, the trade fallen down, the movement of the goods fallen down. The recovery in oil prices is more modest amid concerns over the pandemic's lasting impact on oil demand. So one thing is the demand was not there, but the supply was been not stopped and the demand is not there. So the oil companies also started gaining losses. Because movement of vehicles should happen, no? March, April, May, June, the movement of vehicles totally came to a standstill. But we had a V-shaped trajectory, that's a good sign. We recovered ourselves, we grown ourselves, we had a V-shaped trajectory. Our economy fallen down and quickly we grown up. Our economy fallen down and quickly we grown up. The Indian economy, after subdued growth in 2019, had begun to regain momentum January 2020 onwards. Overall movement of high frequency indicators over Quarter 1, Quarter 2 and Quarter 3 indicated speedy pickup in Quarter 2 and growing convergence to pre-pandemic levels in Quarter 3. So we came in October, November, December, high recovery rate we observed. Pre-pandemic time recovery we observed. Rural demand has remained resilient, empowered by the government's thrust on the rural economy and infrastructure in previous years. Critical steps such as Prime Minister Kisan, pumping the money to each and every farmer across the country. 6,000 rupees per year, 2,000, 2,000 in 3 installments, irrespective of their land holdings. So the farmers got the investment, the farmers got the input. So they started putting into the farming sector. So farming sector became resilient because of the Prime Minister Kisan program. Adoption of cost plus 50% formula for minimum support price. Focus on irrigation via Prime Minister Krishi Sinchai Yojana micro irrigation scheme. A palpable V-shaped recovery in industries production was observed over the year. The index of 8 core industries, which make up around 40% of the index, registered a growth of negative 2.6% in November 2020 as compared as growth of 0.7% in November 2019. Yes. So there is a V-shaped recovery. That was a very good sign. Quarter 1 was a disaster. Quarter 2 we slowly started growing, and then quarter 3 we had a quantum jump. Multi-pronged policy. India adopted a graded 4-pronged preemptive and proactive strategy consisting of containment measures, proper containment measures. We had lockdown measures, because of which we were successful in protecting the lives of our people. Containment measures. Calibrated physical support focused on essential during lockdown and demand push during the unlock phase. Yes. Essentials were being moved in the lockdown period, and in the non-lockdown period the economy was being pushed up because of the essential goods were being allowed to manufacture in lockdown period. Financial measures and structural reforms to combat COVID-19. These are the 4-pronged steps which are taken by the government to come out of this COVID-19 economic recovery. Food grains distribution program, direct cash transfer to 42 crore individuals, more than 20 crore women Jan Dhan accounts, cash support to building and construction workers, 30,000 crore additional emergency working capital funding for farmers through NABARD, additional pension payments, provision for free gas cylinders, additional allocation under NREGA. Yes. Garib Kalyan Rozgar Abhiyan was launched on 20th June 2020 for a period of 125 days in 116 districts, aspirational districts of 6 states, to boost employment and livelihood opportunities for migrant workers who had returned to their villages and similarly affected citizens in rural areas due to COVID-19 pandemic. Yes. Garib Kalyan Rozgar Abhiyan is also a very good scheme, mainly to boost employment and livelihood opportunities for the migrant workers who came from. So these are the steps which are taken by the Garib Kalyan Rozgar Yojana. 20 crore women Jan Dhan account people got direct transfers. These are some of the famous steps, or very good steps taken by the government of India in order to come out of the pandemic. Government of India also launched emergency credit line guarantee scheme to provide much needed relief to stressed sectors by helping entities sustain employment and meet liabilities. Mainly credit was being provided by the government to MSME sector, micro, small and medium enterprises, under emergency credit line guarantee scheme. Atmanirbhar Bharat mission was announced with welfare measures to address the short-term distress of individuals and firms. Atmanirbhar Bharat mission. And the conclusion of the state of the economy, unit 1 of volume 1 is the conservative estimates of different organizations reflect upside potential that can manifest due to the continued normalization in economic activities as the rollout of COVID-19 vaccine gathers traction. So COVID-19 vaccine got a traction. The COVID-19 vaccine has got the revamp. The COVID-19 vaccination has got the strength, hence the movement went forward. This will further be supported by supply side push from reforms and easing of regulations, push to infrastructural investments, boost to manufacturing sector through the productivity linked incentive schemes. So how much production you are doing, that much incentives you will be getting. Recovery of pent up demand for service sector, increase in discretionary consumption subsequent to rollout of the vaccine and pick up in credit given, adequate liquidity and low interest rates. So these are the steps which are taken, so that now, because we had come up with the vaccine, yes, we can push back. we can come back, we can reboost our economy. So the volume 2, unit 1 mainly talks about what happened in this particular time. The main thing was COVID-19 and what are the steps taken by the government of India to come out of the COVID-19 economic recession. And the one good sign is we had a V-shaped recovery. This is a very good step to discuss. Now I will be discussing volume 2. So my dear friends, the second topic is about fiscal developments, fiscal developments. Fiscal, I will tell you one main term. Fiscal means the steps taken by the government of India financially is called as fiscal. Monetary means the Reserve Bank of India, the steps which are taken is called as monetary. Fiscal means government of India steps. Monetary means RBI steps. So what are the fiscal developments? Means physically, financially, government wise, what are the developments happened, what are the steps taken by the government is volume 2. So by Conor McGregor, precision beats power and timing beats speed. Yes, precision beats power, timing beats speed. Yes, at what time you are using your gear. If you are a car driving and you have to use the fifth gear and you went to the first gear, finished, done. Timing beats the speed, precision beats the power. India adopted a calibrated approach best suited for resilient recovery of its economy from COVID-19 pandemic impact. Yes, very good steps. The government of India has been taken. Resilient steps means coming back, pushing back. Expenditure policy in 2020, and why? Because now people doesn't have the money, so the government need to put the money. That is expenditure policy in 2020 and 2021. Initially aimed at supporting the vulnerable sections, but was reoriented to boost overall demand and capital spending. Once the lockdown was, monthly GST collections have crossed the rupees 1 lakh crore mark. Consequently, for the last 3 months, reaching its highest levels in December 2020, ever since the introduction of GST. Reforms in tax administration have begun a process of transparency and accountability and have incentivized tax compliance by enhancing honest taxpayers' experience. The central government has also taken consistent steps to impart support to the states in the challenging times of the pandemic. Yes. So these are the GST tax collections improved. There was transparency and accountability was being mentioned. The consistent steps taken by the government helped to come out of the pandemic economic recession which the government of India is facing. This is the best example of a V-shaped recovery. See, if you see March, then suddenly we fallen down and we started recovering and we had a very good recovery. This is the V-shaped recovery. This is the lockdown period, sudden lockdown period. April month was a disaster for the world, not for India alone. The shortfall in indirect taxes during April to November was led by shortfalls in customs and GST collections for the center. The shortfall was partly offset by the revenue collection through excess duties, which rose by 48% during the first 8 months of the fiscal related to the same period last year. Disinvestment, the adverse market conditions arising due to COVID-19 have also negatively impacted the government's plans to achieve the target for disinvestment receipts. As on 20th January 2021, the government has been able to raise 15,2020 crores. Revenue expenditure, the revenue expenditure has grown by 3.5 because people doesn't have the money, so government need to spend it. Revenue expenditure also increased during the first 8 months of 2020 and 2021 compared to the same period of 2019-2020. Why? Because there was no COVID-19 in 2019-2020. Now there is. The monthly accounts data up to November 2020 shows that subsidies registered a negative growth of 14% during the first 8 months of fiscal year 2020. So that the revenue expenditure was being increased. However, the GST collections also decreased. So government thought that the disinvestment is the best solution to allocate the resources. Disinvestment is the best method by which I can allocate the resources for the plan of the government of India so that I can address the COVID-19 economic recession. Above the line, there are fiscal policy response in COVID-19 across the globe. One is above the line measure, one is a below the line measure. So above the line, extra efforts. Those for which full cost is reflected in the fiscal deficit. So what will be the government expenditure? What will be the government debt? Fiscal deficit and increased borrowings needs the short term. So above the line, I have to take the loans, I have to take the debt internally as well as externally. So above the line, the government started taking loans from outside. These measures include additional spending. That money was used for additional spending like health services and unemployment benefits, capital grants and targeted transfers, wage subsidies or direct transfers, or tax measures, tax cuts or other relief provided through standard budget channels. Yes. Below the line, measures are defined as generally involve the creation of assets like equity injections, asset purchase, etc., which may have little or no upfront impact on the fiscal deficit, although they can alter increased debt or reduce below the line. Equity injection, the money was being injected into the people. Creation of assets, new buildings were being constructed, so the employment will be created, the people will be coming and doing the work, so they will be getting the wages, so they will be using for buying the goods. In that way, below the line, the steps taken by the government was expenditure. So above the line expenditure and below the line expenditure. Government of India announced above the line measures equivalent to 2.2% of GDP and other liquidity support measures to around 5.3% of GDP up to. Additional fiscal measures equivalent to 1.7% of GDP were introduced by the government of India. Although India's measures were smaller than those of other developed countries, they were successful in facilitating a recovery. Yes, India's measures were less when compared to other countries, but however, India was successful in facilitating a recovery in the economy. That is the reason we had observed a V-shaped recovery. This also leaves India with a greater elbow room to deploy physical resources in the physical stimulus. Government of India and RBI together announced a total stimulus worth rupees 29.87 lakh crores, which is 15% of national GDP. Out of this, stimulus worth 9% of GDP has been provided by the government under Atmanirbhar Bharat package. Self-reliant, self-resilient India is Atmanirbhar Bharat in providing them loans, in giving the impetus to the industries. So 9% of the GDP funds has been allocated for the Atmanirbhar Bharat package. The stimulus was provided in the following tranches. Special economic and comprehensive package announced from 13th to 17th May 2020. Measures to stimulate consumer spending in the economy announced on 12th November. Under Atmanirbhar Bharat announced on 12th November. So Atmanirbhar Bharat 1, Atmanirbhar Bharat 2, Atmanirbhar Bharat 3. Under this, they started pushing the economy to the higher levels. It was a very good step. Reforms in tax administration. Reforms in tax administration have set in motion a process of transparency, accountability, and more importantly, enhancing the experience of a taxpayer with the tax authority, thereby incentivizing tax compliance. Some of the major steps in this direction are honoring the honest platform. Honoring the honest platform means who are paying their taxes honestly, those people will be honored, so that it will become an example to other non-taxpayers to pay their tax properly. Honoring the honest platform. The platform for transparent taxation, honoring the honest, was launched in August 2020 with an objective to impart greater efficiency, transparency, and accountability, and to eliminate physical interface between taxpayers and tax officers. General government finances. General government finances means central government and state government together is called a general government. The general government finances gave an overview of physical position of the government sector as a whole. The general government liabilities as a proportion of GDP exhibit an increasing trend over the last few years. In the wake of global pandemic outbreak, the general government, center plus states, is expected to register a physical slippage, means falling down for their physical deficit targets. Fiscally they are falling down, which is called a fiscal slippage, on account of the shortfall in revenue and higher expenditure requirements, as indicated by the enhanced borrowing provisions for both the center and the states for 2020 and 2021. The liabilities of the central government are expected to increase. This deviation from the path of fiscal consolidation may, however, be transient, as the physical indicators may rebound with the recovery in the economy. The debt is inevitable in such type of emergencies. To support the states in times of COVID, enhance the limit of borrowing. Yes, You state governments, you can take your loans according to your wish. So there is enhancement of the limit for borrowing for the state governments. Atmanirbhar Bharat package, additional borrowing limits up to 2% of gross state domestic product was allowed to the states, which was equivalent to 4.27 lakh crores. So because the central government should give the permission, the central government gave the permission to the state governments to get the loans. Compensation to the states for loss in GST revenue. Central government had given the states an option to either borrow the shortfall arising out of GST implementation through issue of debt under a special window coordinated by the Ministry of Finance, which was passed on the states and union territories, or raise the entire shortfall through the issue of market. Two things they are told. So you are getting less revenue because of shortfall in GST allocation from the center. It's because of poor collection from the GST. So that money you can take it in the form of loans, or else you can raise a market debt. You can give the debt papers into the market by which you can cover the losses. Scheme for special assistance to center for capital expenditure. The scheme aimed to reorient the focus of the state's fiscal policy and capital expenditure. The central government, by way of special one-time dispensation, had decided to treat COVID-19 as a notified disaster. Very important prelims point of view. The central government has called the COVID-19 as a notified disaster for the purpose of promoting assistance under State Disaster Relief Fund. For that fund, they had made this as a notified disaster. So this is about unit number 2. Physical steps taken by the government of India, means the financial steps, the economical steps taken by the government of India is unit 2 of volume 2. Thank you. Again I am coming up with volume 2, unit 3, unit 4 tomorrow. Thank you.